Hello viewers, welcome back to more Danganronpa 2. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this, but I can't be the only one who's annoyed by this anymore. Every channel anymore seems to beg for likes and subscribes and whatnot right at the start of the video. It kind of it's like those apps that ask you to vote 5 stars before you even start it up. Anyways, that's not what this is about. What I actually wanted to do here was to just analyze the series a little bit. Now that after playing all the way through the first game, a good ways through the second game, and I guess I've got my own little musings that's been rolling around in my head that I wanted to get out here in this. So, with that, the first thing I wanted to talk about was all the stuff that's come up about the Future Foundation that's being talked about. It wasn't mentioned at all in Danganronpa 1, but they have mentioned it frequently throughout Danganronpa. From the sound of things, the Future Foundation seems to be the organization that's responsible for isolating the Hope's Peak students, as well as, well, isolating them from the this tragedy, the catastrophe that they also were responsible for causing. What this indicates to me is they have some kind of, it's like a Noah's Ark situation going here that they seem to have, where the catastrophe, the tragedy was the flood, Hope's Peak is the Ark, and the students are the animal. I'm wondering if their plan to isolate the students is so that they can eventually use them to repopulate the world in their image, using the most gifted and talented young people they could find. Monokuma seems like he's trying to disrupt this plan, and whatever organization he represents as well, which seems to be the Ultimate Despair, which was already stated to be possibly an organization rather than a single person. They seem to be trying to interfere with this plan by the Future Foundation. For what reasons, we do not know yet. So we got, it sounds like we got 2 big organizations. Neither of them sound very nice with our students of each game caught in the middle of this war going on, almost, it seems. At least that's my thoughts on this aspect of it so far. In the last one, Nagito apparently dug up this information talking about the previous cases of the first game, and he was comparing them to cases in the second game, in that incident. And I too have started, as I started thinking about it, started seeing a lot of parallels between them. So I wanted to actually take a look at those for a second. In the first case in each game, we have the friendly, unassuming character that befriends the main character right at the start, who ends up being the first one to attempt to kill somebody. Their plan ends up backfiring, which causes a different person to be killed instead. Also, in both cases, the victim was stabbed to death. The actual killers in both cases didn't set out to kill anybody at first, but they ended up taking advantage of the situation in the hopes that they could win the killing game and escape. I couldn't think of much correlation between the victims of the second case, except for the fact that, well, one was, in each case, they were killed with a blunt weapon, but possibly they were killed in the process of trying to atone for past mistakes. Could easily be another correlation. However, that case would also introduce the aspect of a serial killer playing heavily into the events of the case, both of whom just so happen to be girls with glasses and braided pigtails, and both of whom have a subservient devotion to a master whom in both cases starts off as very, very arrogant and dickish, but eventually warms up as events go on. The third case in both games would, of course, end up involving two murders, with the added effect of the killer going through a lot of complex rigmarole in order to confuse us about the order in which these events transpired. This one's a bit of a personal one for me, but in both cases, the one who wound up being the actual killer ended up being someone I had grown to like very much as the story progressed. So it really sucked to see them end up being the killer, and not even for as reasons as sympathetic as most of the other cases were. Both of them also seemed to have a hidden dark side, which was either suppressed or enabled due to the nature of Monokuma's little game. Which brings us to case 4. The victims of each were the buff yet gentle giant. In the case of Sakura, it ended up being a suicide. We have yet to determine if that's going to be the case for Nekomaru or not, but I don't know if these parallels will end up being foreshadowing or just a red herring. By the way, it's also worth pointing out, speaking of Nekomaru, that both games had a character that was killed off, but then brought back as a machine, only to be killed again sometime later. I'm also entertaining the notion that I don't remember if it was Coolio or Scarlet who first brought it up when I was streaming the first game, who theorized that the whole thing was just a simulation. I'm wondering if maybe the second game is a simulation because of all the parallels it has to the first game. I'm kind of thinking of the twist that they pulled in Metal Gear Solid 2 with all the events that in that game that paralleled Metal Gear Solid 1. I don't know if they're going to go for a similar twist or not. Of course, I'm only partway through the second game. I haven't watched anyone's LPs of it or read ahead or anything. I've kept myself completely spoiler free, so maybe I'll be proven wrong later on, maybe not. Anyways, all the game theory stuff out of the way, we now return you to your regularly scheduled Danganronpa. Alright then. Time to continue looking into finding out who killed Nekomaru.
Well?
I haven't really found anything concrete yet. I am noticed, I've pointed this out before, but the cases in this game, the clues aren't as... They don't feel as in your face as they felt in the first game. This one definitely feels harder. We should get back to Nekomaru's investigation too. If we don't hurry, the class trial will start soon. Yep, on it, Chiaki. Should we try looking... Should we try checking anyone's rooms? This is the standard room, which was supposed to be empty. It's pretty nice room. Aside, loud wallpaper aside. I don't know what this keep out is. Wonder if the exit was over there this whole time. I have returned from the depths of hell. Gundam.
Yo.
Sorry we're late.
Hey.
Just so y'all know, it's all thanks to me. I'm the one who fixed the elevator. See? It's just as I said, right?
Hey, hey!
You even listening to me? I'm trying to stand out here.
Hey.
More importantly, Kazuichi, did you look into that matter I asked you about?
Huh?
Oh, that thing about the compass? I looked into it while I was coming here, but I think this compass might be broken.
You stay quiet.
I didn't ask for your opinion, just tell me the results. Oh, well. The compass needle rotated 180 degrees while we were riding the elevator. Okay, 180. So that means it did go in a half circle. The needle rotated 180 degrees? I see. It's just as I thought. Huh? What do you mean by that?
Well, that's obvious.
Well, obviously, the elevator most likely rotated 180 degrees. The elevator rotated?
Now then.
I should go investigate Nekomaru's body. As if he were thumbing his nose at us, Nagito began making his way toward Great Tower. Not just me, but towards everyone else. Nagito started looking down his nose at me after discovering that Hajime is a reserve student. He didn't even have an ultimate talent. So, what if he's doing the same thing with them?
Oh my!
The hell is wrong with him? Doesn't he seem pissed off or something? So, Nagito, what do you know? How much do you know? So, I thought we established early on that the Great Tower and Strawberry Tower were the same room. Although because we established early on, I wonder if that's gonna end up not being the case. Hey guys.
You serious?
Nekomaru, are you serious?
Damn it!
I don't even know who did this, but this is pretty fucked up.
Hey.
Now's not the time to get sentimental. Come on, we need to hurry up and investigate. But we've already investigated everything we can here.
Well...
No, you haven't. There's still something you should be able to investigate more thoroughly. Now that Mikan's no longer with us, we can't perform an autopsy. Oh, good.
Right?
But Kazuichi should be able to disassemble the body, right?
Huh?
It cannot be.
Is that true? Are you going to disassemble Nekomaru's body?
I won't forgive you.
Don't screw with me. Hasn't Coach Nekomaru been through enough already?
You don't know?
Been through enough. We need to perform this investigation so we can find out who the killer is. He is right about that. Or perhaps you don't want to know, Akane. Maybe you don't care about what happened in Nekomaru.
Damn it!
Why you?
You stay quiet.
If you suck at using your brain and you really want to know who the killer is, try not to interfere so much. He has gone from self-loathing to super, like, Danganronpa 1 Byakuya levels of arrogant. What did he read in those files?
Jeez.
Come on, Kazuichi, what are you standing there for? Damn it, fine, I just have to do it, right? I know he said I wanted to see his insides, but not like this. This is just too much.
Well...
Come on, are you guys feeling okay too? Now's not the time to be staring into space. Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you. I thought he was just treating me differently ever since he found out I have no talent, but it seems like that's not entirely the case. His attitude toward everyone else is strange now, too. But why?
Damn it!
I've come so far. There's no way I can get sentimental at a time like this. I feel awful for Nekomaru, but this is necessary if we're going to find out the truth behind this case. As he forced out his voice through his clenched teeth, Kazuichi faced Nekomaru, his eyes full of determination, and began stabbing his tool knife into Nekomaru's body. Where'd you get that tool knife? Huh? Nagito gave it to me. He said he had it ready before we even went to the amusement park. So Nagito did that too. It's like Nagito has full control of the situation.
Maybe...
Looks like the damage to his head is the reason. The reason Nekomaru died, stopped functioning. His torso is covered in huge dents and his parts are dislocated. Yeah, we kinda noticed that. Maybe a gear shaft broke too. Well, for now, I tried disassembling Nekomaru's chest. That should help us learn something, right? If that's the case, I need to look at Nekomaru's body one more time. Apparently Kazuichi has finished disassembling Nekomaru's body. I should probably check it out one more time. Yeah, that is definitely his, Nekomaru's chest panel's open. The clock inside is completely exposed. The hands of the clock look like they're pointing to 7:30. Does that mean that that's when he was... Is that when he was attacked? No, because... No, wait, because we were here... We got here at 7, didn't we? And he was already dead. Also looks like the clock's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. That doesn't sound right. Which means this clock broke the moment the alarm stopped ringing at 7:30 a.m. Did somebody mess with his... Did somebody mess with his alarm clock? And does it have anything to do with why the alarm in Strawberry House was ringing? But 7:30 a.m. is strange, right? I mean, we should have arrived at Great Tower just before 7 for Monokuma Taichi. Is this clock malfunctioning? No, wait. It's a highly efficient radio clock. Radio clock. It's the type of clock that receives radio signals so it can automatically update the time at fixed intervals. Simply put, it's an extremely accurate clock. That's what I thought. That's right, it's a clock that'll never slow down. It's even designed so it can't be adjusted. So how did somebody mess with it? I've become a Time Lord! Well, even if it's an accurate clock, they didn't need to install it inside your body. What are you saying? I didn't need to wear a wristwatch ever again. There's nothing more useful than this. An accurate radio clock that never slows down, huh? If that's the case, why does this broken clock say 7:30 a.m.? Anything else? There's something protruding from the back of Nekomaru's neck. Okay. Yeah. I hypothesized that already. Pool of oil. And the wires tying him up. How are they able to bind him? The tip of this wire was tied into a loop. What's the mean behind this? What's wrong with him? He's crouching over Nekomaru's body. Almost seems like he's glaring at him. Anything else, Kazu? Looks like the damage to his head's the reason Nekomaru stopped functioning. His torso is covered in huge dents, and one of his legs are completely detached. Maybe a gear shift. Okay. He doesn't say anything more. Even mongrels like you possess a soul, and that soul resides within your heart. But no matter how hard you search the insides of this machine, you'll never find a heart.
What happened, sinner?
So where did Nekomaru's soul wander off to? It's interesting to think about, don't you agree? She's staring at Nekomaru's body with terrifying eyes. Hey, blood's dripping from your fist.
I'm good.
It's nothing. Just holding back my anger and dug my nails into my palm.
Damn it.
It's nothing. This doesn't hurt at all compared to Nekomaru. Kane.
I won't forgive you.
I'll never forgive the killer. I'll beat him up so bad they'll never walk again. Note to self, do not get on Akane's bad side.
You're the worst.
Huh?
Jeez.
You guys overlooked an important clue. I swear you're just the worst. As I thought, there's no way I can leave this to you guys. What are you talking about?
Well...
I found this under a fragment of the pillar that tipped over. Is this a doorknob?
You don't even know?
Looks like the screws came out with it. That wouldn't happen unless you applied a ton of force to it. Plus, it looks like there are scratches near the base of the doorknob.
Hey.
Don't you think it's strange?
See?
Yeah, the doorknob's still intact.
Now then.
If that's the case, where did this doorknob come from? The door to Great Hall? It'd have to be the door connected to Great Hall that we entered from, right? Is that what the loop on the wire was tied to? Well, it makes sense to think about it like that. We should try it out. Try it out? How?
You don't know?
We take the elevator to Strawberry House, and we enter Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall. That's the only way we can see the other side of that door, right? Can we not? But the button to open the door in Strawberry Hall's broken, right?
It's obvious.
We can just repair it. After all, we have the ultimate mechanic on our side. Well, you're right, but I need parts to repair the door in Strawberry Hall. I can repair it if it's broken, but if I don't have enough parts, there's not much I can do about it. But you have plenty of parts right here.
See?
Just use Nekomaru. I'm sure if you dig through his body, you can find parts you can use. Oh, hold on. Are you saying we should use parts from our dead friend? Oh, that laugh. It's called recycling. It's a much better alternative than disposing it with the rest of the junk, right? Junk?
Hey.
Well, Kazuichi, is it possible or impossible? Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair that button, but... seriously, hold on. Even if you do repair the button, what's gonna happen to the chain on the other side of the door?
Huh?
Chain? What? Don't tell me you didn't notice. The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as that chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh? I don't need to worry? What does that mean?
Now then.
Kazuichi, we should go over to Strawberry Hall so you can repair the door. Hey, I'm not finished. Hajime, you're going to come later too, right? It'd be really bothersome if you didn't. I mean, if there's someone in the tower, the door won't open at all.
Right?
So you should at least make sure you're not pulling my leg. After tersely saying that, Nagito left the area.
Huh?
What the hell happened to him? He seems on edge about something. Who knows?
Damn right.
That reminds me, Nagito asked Kazuichi to do something weird for him, right?
Yep.
It had something to do with how the elevator spins 180 degrees. I wonder what it could mean.
Hey,
Actually, to tell you the truth, Nagito asked me to do something weird too. He told me to investigate all the clocks inside both buildings. The clocks? So I did what he said and checked them all, but none of the clocks had their times messed up.
Jeez.
But why'd he ask me to do that in the first place? I don't get that bastard at all. For now, why don't we head over to Strawberry Tower too? Along with the doorknob matter, there's still many mysteries surrounding this that we don't understand. If we go to Strawberry Tower, we might be able to solve some of these mysteries. Maybe.
Jeez, you're pathetic.
Looks like that's all we can do. Let's head over. You're right. What Nagito said about the door opening, what is he planning to do about the chain? Looks like it won't come off easily. So does Nagito have a plan or something? Jeez, I don't understand this at all. Thanks to Kazuichi, the elevator's working now. Alright, let's go. We walked into the elevator and made our way to Strawberry House. It's been a while since I've come to Strawberry House.
What's up?
Hey, you're here.
Hey, hey.
Kazuichi, how'd the repairs go? Yeah, well, the damage wasn't too bad once I got the parts, so I was able to fix it right away. Is that... I think someone's setting off fireworks outside again, sorry. It is still July, and it's a pretty nice night out. With that.
You!
Got a lot of nerve saying that when you use Nekomaru's parts without my permission.
Hey, hey!
Well, I mean, even so...
Now then.
Anyway, now that we're all here, why don't we hurry up and try it out? What will happen if you press the button to Strawberry Hall's door?
Even so.
But there's no way it'll open. You haven't done anything about the chain.
Hey!
The door to Strawberry Hall behind Nekomaru's body was blocked off by that chain, remember? I don't know if... I'm wondering too now if all the elevator does is rotate. If you didn't do anything about that, it doesn't even matter if you fix the button on the outside. Well, we'll know if we try it out. It's not even worth trying it out. No, we've all come this far. If he's saying we should try it out, then we should give it a shot.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, let's give it a go then. There's no way this door will open, not when the other side is chained up. With a feeling of resignation, I press the button. Oh. It opened. Huh?
Hey, hey!
Why'd it open?
Impossible!
Where did the chain go?
Hold it.
Hold on a sec, that's not the only thing that's strange. That's right. That's right, there's no other way to say it. This definitely looks weird.
So...
Yeah, I see it too. What do you mean? Huh?
Hey, hey!
Hey, doesn't this all look the same as when we were in Great Tower? Yeah, you're right. When we were inside Great Tower, Nekomaru's body was in front of the far back door. I wonder if this room rotates. Which means his body should be in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. So if we entered from Strawberry Hall, his body should be right in front of the door as we walk in. Why isn't it like that? Why is Nekomaru's body in front of the door to Great Hall?
Hey!
Not just that, the parts that I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too. The body isn't the only thing that moved. Even the tipped-over pillar and the spilled oil. They've all moved the exact same way. The crime scene looks identical to how we saw it when we entered from Great Hall. Everything that was at the crime scene inside Great Tower shifted to the opposite side. As if it all rotated 180 degrees, right? Yeah. I can't imagine that the floor actually rotated 180 degrees, but if that's the case, is that really what this means? No, it's more than that. I feel like there's an even greater mystery here. A mystery so great it could drastically affect the outcome of the case. We might have to rethink this. We might need to fundamentally rethink how we've been approaching this case.
I see.
The chain disappeared. The strange feeling I felt when I went back and forth between the two towers. Yep, just as I thought. It was definitely the right choice to confirm this. Just as you thought? Then you already knew about this mystery? You have a bad habit of relying on others when you don't understand. Why don't you try investigating first?
See?
That door at the far back with a picture of a grape on it. Maybe there's a clue hidden there. There's a clue on the door. Well, I do see that the door handle is missing, so I think that confirms that it came off this door. This should lead to Great Hall. Wait, one of the doorknobs is gone. It's like the screws came out with it.
Now then.
It's the same as that doorknob that was on the floor.
See?
The screws came out with it, right? Then the doorknob next to Nekomaru's body came off the door to Great Hall.
Oh.
That's what it looks like. When you said clue, you were talking about this. But what's it a clue to?
What?
Did you get even more confused? No need to worry, just one clue will change everything. All the mysteries will be solved, as if everything were linked together, if you can reach it. Just like I did. Oh. Oh, he's referring to whatever he saw out the window after, in the, octagon. What does that mean? Even if I ask him, Nagito probably won't give me an answer. So it would just be a waste of time to ask. Oh. Crap.
It appears that it's time for the class trial!
Oh boy.
To tell you the truth, I'm tired. Extremely tired. I feel like spending the rest of my life hibernating already.
Great, let's cancel the trial then.
Man, I know it's bad, but I'm so sleepy. I just want to ditch.
Do it!
Though I really don't feel like it, I'll show you my serious side when you come to the class trial. Even though it's impossible since it's so annoying, you can count on me to take this seriously.
Looks like it's gonna start. Another class trial.
Hey!
But how are we supposed to get to the trial ground?
Damn it!
Right, we can't do anything unless we get out of this building. Akane, did something happen?
Hey, hey!
No, well, you guys hear something? Hear something?
Hey!
What do you hear this time? Suddenly, as if cutting off Chiaki, our surroundings started to shake and rumble. And then, it suddenly appeared before us. What the hell? Oh, that damn bear always knows how to make an entrance. Is he telling us to go inside from here? Seems that way.
Alright!
I'm gonna go. Just hold on, Nekomaru. I'll make sure I avenge you.
Jeez, they're pathetic.
Please be a little cautious. It's obviously a trap.
It appears you cannot escape.
I agree. I detect a scent of danger. Even my familiars are saying, do not go inside.
It's nearly showtime!
How interesting. If you can kill me, you're welcome to try. Try stabbing your sword through my very heart. Okay, Hayabusa. Now then, we shall get moving as well.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. It's annoying, but if Miss Sonia's going, there's no way I'm not gonna go.
Damn it!
But it's so damn annoying. Guess it doesn't matter if it's a trap or not. One by one, everyone went into Monokuma Rock. Until I was the only one left. And when I was about to take a step forward, we're the same. Same stepladders. Huh? Nagito was suddenly standing next to me with his eyes locked onto Monokuma Rock. Other than the small movements of his mouth, he was perfectly still.
Well,
You and I are just stepladders. For everyone who holds the title of Ultimate. I always believed that I didn't mind. Unlike you, I knew my place. What are you saying?
man.
That's why I was prepared to become a sacrifice at any time, and from that, true hope would be born. I always believed that the talent that survived would be true hope.
Damn it.
But it wasn't. There is no hope amidst all this killing. You're right about that. Of course there isn't. What kind of hope comes from killing people?
What?
Really? Are you suggesting that sacrificing others for hope isn't real hope? But you're wrong. It's only natural and extremely obvious that strong hope devours weak hope.
Isn't that right?
After all, that's what it means to live, right? There's no way I'm gonna accept that.
Well,
It's not like that's what I wanted to say to you anyway.
hey,
There's this one novel I like. It's a peculiar mystery story. Huh? Novel? The story is told from the point of view of a high school girl involved in a serial killer mystery. But when you get to the end... surprise, surprise, the girl was actually the killer. Of course, the story is written carefully so the reader doesn't learn the ending in the middle of the story. The protagonist is just a projection of the reader, and this projection turns out to be the killer. Which means the killer you were looking for the whole time was inside you all along. How do you feel about novels like that? What the heck are you talking about? You're just jumping from one topic to another. And I can't comment on a book I've never read before.
no good at all.
Such a normal answer. I should have expected that from a talentless reserve corps student like you. But I know that you don't matter at all, so why do I care about you? You admire hope. I love hope.
Right?
In some ways we're similar, but maybe that difference is what's making me so emotional. Enough already! I don't have time to argue with you. Let's go. Everyone's waiting.
Man.
Book club's over. Everyone, huh? So you still believe you're just like everyone else? Reserve Corps students are so full of themselves. Nagito's chilling laugh continued as he disappeared into Monokuma Rock. Calm down. That's right, I need to calm down. I took several deep breaths, and once my nerves had settled, I stepped into Monokuma Rock. The elevator shook violently as it descended at an ever-increasing speed.
Hey,
When we're in a normal elevator that shakes this bad, it reminds me how efficient that elevator in the funhouse was. Right, maybe he was right. Maybe all it does is just rotate.
well, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. The elevator continued to shake and descended deeper and deeper, and suddenly it stopped like it always does. And the door opened.
Well now.
I understand your desire to applaud this wonderfully vulgar trial ground. Yeah, it's gaudy, just like the rest of the shithouse you put us in.
Yahoo!
But it's so exhausting to discuss useless things, so let's just get on with it already. So sad, my chest hurts. I know, honey. It's been a rough ride, hasn't it? Forcing everyone to do this is so sad.
Hey, come on now.
Don't go talking without permission after I've said my catchphrase.
Now I'm really angry.
Otherwise, I'll roll a dice, and based on the results, I'll give you a sex change operation that many times. Oh my god. That's a little extreme. What an extreme punishment.
Now then.
Let's get on with it once again. Let's get a move on, boys and girls. And so it begins. I hope this would never happen again, and now it's happening for the 4th time. The curtain to the 4th class trial was about to open. Nekomaru Nidai, the ultimate team manager. He was more passionate, more daring, more honest than anyone I'd ever met. Truly, he was more a man than any of us. He sacrificed his body to protect Akane, and his appearance changed drastically because of that. But he still tried to live earnestly. And just when I finally got used to his new form, Nekomaru's killer is one of us. Killing someone because it's the only way to survive is no excuse. I won't let this be excused. I won't forgive this. The person who betrayed Nekomaru, who betrayed their friends, I will never, ever forgive them. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with open despair has begun. One other thing that's made this more difficult, I haven't gotten any skills yet because I've been spreading myself out amongst everybody. First thing, I wonder if I should turn down the logic or the action. I think last time the action sequences were what were really knocking off my health. Some of them it was really hard to, felt like I was doing like 2 things at once. I think I'm going to turn that down. I don't think it's the logic that's the problem. Let's go over the clues, though. The victim is Nekomaru Nidai, aka Mekomaru, after his robotic transformation. His body was discovered in Great Tower, which is inside the funhouse. His head is severely damaged and beyond repair, so that shall be considered the cause of death. Despite the fact that his arms and legs are dismembered, these limbs were actually designed to be detachable, and it seems they separated due to a severe impact. Aside from that, several other areas of this body are damaged. Because of this, many of his functions seem to have shut down. Nekomaru's body and left leg were tied with a metal wire. The tip of that wire was also tied to a loop. A button on the back of Nekomaru's neck When this button is pressed, all of Nekomaru's functions cease and he's forced to enter sleep mode. Oil that was flowing out of Nekomaru's body. The majority of it came from his fatal head wound. One of the pillars on the side of the door was tipped over. The damaged area of the pillar was also stained. It was so heavy that even 2 people couldn't budge it. An enormous hammer found on the floor of the tower. It was completely clean, almost as if it was brand new. A chain was wrapped around the handles of the door at the back of Great Tower. For some reason, the killer was able to enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. Apparently, Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 a.m. A lot of small pieces of stone were scattered underneath Nekomaru's body. However, there were no fragments on top of his body. Apparently, Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru running toward the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm wall clock on the lounge of Strawberry House's second floor started going off. Fuyuhiko was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm, and Kazuichi and Gundam rushed to the lounge after being alerted by the sound. However, Nagito was apparently the only one who didn't hear it. The contact elevator used to move between both houses was broken and no longer worked. It was apparently broken at the Grape House side, so the last person to use it would have arrived at Grape House. The button in Strawberry Hall that opens the door leading to the tower was broken. Nagito was supposed to be at Strawberry House, but he appeared at Grape House via some unknown method. The contact elevator should have been broken. Apparently it has to do with, going through the final death burn. Apparently the compass's needle spun 180 degrees while it was inside the contact elevator. Nekomaru used this alarm clock to recover from sleep mode. The clock's arms are stopped at around 7:30, and the alarm was set to 7:30 as well. The clock in Nekomaru's chest receives radio waves at fixed intervals, and automatically adjusts itself if its time is off. Basically, it's an amazingly precise clock that can't be tampered with, not even to set the time. A doorknob found under the tipped-over pillar. The screws at the base are pulled out, and there are some scratch marks on the knob itself. One of the doorknobs from the far back door of Strawberry House was missing, so this doorknob was originally attached to that door. Regardless of whether you enter the tower from Grape Hall or Strawberry Hall, the placement of Nekomaru's body, the tipped-over pillar, the oil stains, and even the disassembled parts Kazuichi arranged look exactly the same. Okay, that's all of them. Not a whole lot to work with, but gonna have to see what we can find out.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go! Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Yummy!
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
Rabbit curry does sound good, though.
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Of course not.
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning?
Haha, you jealous, bro? I know you are.
Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Oh, were we?
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs!
Oh my. She knows exactly what we're getting at.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
No, she's not.
Looks like those. I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
As much as we'd like to keep discussing the girl's legs, let's get back on the topic.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer.
We don't have any leads yet, though.
It's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
How do you know?
Definitely.
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
Well, somebody's got some preconceived notions.
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
I think so. You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. Wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... They were probably going to say the hammer, but it was mentioned that it was completely new looking and clean. I don't think that was the murder
we should
weapon.
Figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! It was a surprise beating! The weapon is decided!
The hammer in the tower was the weapon. Like he said, it looks like that's the case, but...
I guess we should figure out the weapon.
The weapon was right there!
That pillar.
No, the hammer! The killer used and beat the crap out of him!
No, that's wrong! No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
Yep.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Or they just planted the hammer there to make us assume that was the murder weapon.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
Right.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Oh, Fuyuhiko.
Baby gangsta? Me?
It's decided. Your name is Baby Gangsta from now on.
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Sure you were.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Uh-huh.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
I think I know.
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Remember how strong Nekomaru's body was? He shrugged off Monokuma's bazooka. It would take something very, very powerful to have done that kind of damage, and the only other thing in that room was the pillar that even had, like, the oil stains on it.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle?
How the pillar was dropped on him, that's gonna be the big question, I think.
If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
Mm-hmm. The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it...
I see!
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
So how was it dropped on him?
Tried to move it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, even someone as tough as Akane couldn't budge it.
Yeah, that pillar was pretty frickin' heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body! With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
That we're getting into this right off the bat.
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word suicide. By the way, the fourth murder of the killing school life was apparently ruled a suicide. Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
Unfortunately, this is a weird cutoff point, and the trial just started. But I think we're gonna have to call it, and then we'll pick up next time. See you guys later.
I'm playing a game.